Hey everybody, Joe at We the People Firearms Training in St. Charles, Illinois here. Gonna talk to you guys today about an update to the House Bill 5855, which is seeking to eliminate a lot of guns and gun possession and magazines, magazine size. People under 21 not allowed to own guns. All kinds of stuff. I am working off some notes today, so when you see me looking down, that's kind of what it is. Okay, there's a lot of quotes, a lot of moving parts to this. I'm gonna go over a few things here. First thing I want to do is say thank you to everybody that filled out witness slips in opposition to this. Really appreciate all of you. The same people that liked, subscribed, and commented on the previous video. Please do so again if you haven't subscribe to this channel already. Every little bit helps. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about first thing, the first hearing for 5855. Okay, so I asked you guys to fill out witness slips, and you did. We had 19,919 people in opposition to that bill, and the anti-gunners had 13,029 people in favor of it. So that tells me that Moms Demand Action and Bloomberg and those groups are getting their cause outside of Illinois. Okay, so they're taking their cause outside of Illinois. So they're having people from across the nation, sign these witness slips. Because I guarantee you there's not 13,000 Moms Demand Action members in Illinois that actually filled out witness slips, whether they did so with fake names or, just their neighbors, or something like that, their neighbor's name, whether or not they were actually opposed to it or not. They just say, hey, it's my neighbor, I'll use their name. I don't know. I'm speculating at this point. There's no evidence of that. So, that's how I, kind of came up with that. So you guys do the same thing. Don't commit fraud or anything like that, right? Send this to people that might not live in Illinois. Okay, get them to fill out some witness slips in opposition to this thing too. Okay, every little bit helps. So there's another hearing on December 15th at 10 a.m. in Springfield about this. Currently there are 5,854 people opposed to it and 1,835 in favor of this bill. So I really appreciate everybody that's still doing their part to fill out witness slips and let the government kind of know, hey, we are opposed to this collectively as Illinoisans, and we are not going to stand for this. Don't want you to, kind of skip around this just yet. This is not a video to skip around on because there's a lot of things that we're going to talk about, including one more at the very end here. Okay, so yesterday at the December 12th hearing, there was basically a lot of anti-gunners, getting their chance to speak and let them know kind of where they were in this process, like where they were, stance wise. So one of them, Representative Denise Stoneback out of Skokie, said even if 5855 passes, it's still not enough. So that tells me that testimony right there, plus a lot of other testimony from like Mayor Roddering from Highland Park, some Moms Demand Action folks, are all in Lurie Children's Hospital. They're all saying that 5855 doesn't do enough. So basically their whole end game is to ban all guns everywhere for anybody. Okay, it's not a feasible thing, or feasible, excuse me, feasible. It's not a feasible thing to do. Okay, it's not reasonable, it's not feasible. Sorry, I just came up with another word there, Webster's added to the dictionary. Mayor Roddering said it was mistaken when she said media polls show support for gun bans, which is actually not true. The polls that, Moms Demand Action conduct among their own members, things like that, those show support, right? But if you read a lot of articles in the news, there's more support for guns and less support for gun control than ever right now, because so many people the past few years started carrying, started using guns to protect their homes, and realizing, hey, the police aren't going to be everywhere every single moment of the day. So it falls on us to protect ourselves. A lot more people realize that, and good on them. Every single person that has a gun, carries a gun, things like that, is just one more ally we have. Okay. So what she also did in her testimony was completely ignored the entire legislative process in both the Illinois and United States constitutions. The Illinois Constitution does have a segment in there that said, not word for word, but it does say that the will of the people to carry firearms shall not be infringed. So I'll post a direct quote to that down in the description, so check that out. A lot of the anti-gunners that were giving testimony yesterday only said stuff to tear at heartstrings, okay? So there wasn't any actual legality behind anything that they were saying. They said, oh, somebody that I know was killed with a gun, things like that, or referencing like all the mass shooting stuff, that we've seen on TV. So there's no basis in legality or anything with that, in respect to that. Excuse me. Now, it is a tragedy anytime somebody gets killed. I'm not saying otherwise. Okay. What I am saying is, with firearms, there is you have less chance of being killed by a firearm than you do a lot of other things. Okay. Car accidents, medical malpractice. One of the funniest things, well, not funny, haha, but funny ironically, that I've read recently was there's a physicians group in Illinois that now wants to get behind banning guns. There are more deaths by medical malpractice in this country every single year as opposed to firearms. And the numbers are not even close. We're talking like, between 8 and 20 times the numbers between firearms deaths and medical malpractice. Obesity kills a lot of people in this country. Diabetes, cancer, all these things cause more deaths than guns do. Okay, so this whole physicians group, Lurie Children's Hospital, things like that, saying that there's, guns are the number one factor. It's complete bullshit. One witness said that all guns can kill and wants to ban every type of gun, every single gun. Nobody should have a gun for home defense, self-defense, sport, competition, anything. Okay. So one other person said, while the bill is important, we must pass it now. The bill is not the totality of what needs to be done. Meaning that every time you've heard an anti-gunner say that, oh, we're not out to take your guns away, we're not going to take your guns away, that's a lie. They're just placating you in the meantime, and the end game is, yeah, we're taking your guns away. Basically, the entire hearing can be summed up as discussing at length why we need to do this without any considerations as to whether or not it's constitutional. Okay? It is not constitutional. The Bruin decision, if this does get passed, it is going to be destroyed, okay, by the Bruin decision, by the Heller decision, things like that. So you can't ban ARs because, Heller said that you can't ban firearms that are in common usage, okay? So there are hundreds of millions of ARs and AKs and things like that in the United States. That is a gun in common usage. Same with centerfire pistols. Whenever I hear somebody that doesn't know any better talking about high capacity magazines, okay, 30 rounds is standard. Okay, those are standard capacity magazines. Anybody that chooses to go out and commit a mass shooting with a 100-round drum is uneducated, because 100-round drum has a way higher probability of failure than a 30-round magazine. Okay, there's more moving parts, more springs, more everything, and you're going to have a lot more malfunctions. That's why that we don't use them really, especially, the military. You'll never see anybody carrying, it doesn't matter what branch you're in, you're not going to see somebody carrying a 100-round drum under their, M4, M16, anything like that. Lurie's Children's Hospital wants to strengthen 5855, and their speaker actually referred to anybody that's under 21 as youth or children. There was a 16-year-old student that claimed passing House Bill 5855 will make it so that school children will not have to worry about school shootings. That is a load of crap. We all know that criminals are going to get their hands on whatever they need to use to criminal with, okay? All you're doing is taking firearms and the means of self-defense out of law-abiding gun owners that just want to protect themselves, their family, things like that, okay? Representative Kathleen Willis, a staunch anti-gunner, surprised the hell out of me when she actually made sense for once in her 1,000-year career in politics. She addressed the suggestion that healthcare providers will be allowed to file a firearms restraining order, expressed her concern that the effect will also discourage people who need help from getting help. She also wondered about possible HIPAA violations. Now, that's a strong thing to talk about, right? If you ban guns all the time and you pay in, off of that, right? So if you give doctors the ability to file firearms restraining orders against anybody that they don't think should have a gun, if somebody does really need help, right, they might not want to go to the doctor because they're going to say, hey, if I go to the doctor, then they're going to take all my guns away, this and that. And you basically have to make a choice between, do I want to get the help that I need, or can I power through this and still have the ability to protect myself and my family? That should not be a decision that any person is forced to make. So the last thing, the last 2 points I want to make in this is there is another hearing scheduled for December 20th down in Springfield at 10 a.m. We do need to fill out witness slips for that too. As of the making of this video, we are outnumbering the anti-gunners 1,108 to 85. Okay, those numbers are not nearly high enough for me. Let's get this back up to 19,000 to their 85. Okay, that would be good. So I'm going to put a link down in the description to the witness slips for both the 15th and the 20th. So you can get those signed or put your name on those. And the last thing I want to do in this video, okay, is issue a challenge to any politician out there that wants to debate me on camera as far as the merits of gun control. Okay, 1, it's unconstitutional. 2, why are you constantly giving criminals their more rights than you are victims? Okay, that's all we're trying to do, is protect ourselves and our families. So if you know a politician, you are a politician, and you're going to get spanked on this one. So if you have the gumption to actually debate me on camera, contact me and let's set this up, because I would love to make a fool out of you. I really would. So, whether you're a politician or not, leave comments down in the description, leave comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I I've got a lot of really good comments on the last video. Let's keep it up. And let's let these politicians know that we are not going to stand for your shit anymore. Okay? So until the next time, be safe and have fun on the range. Okay, guys?